Hey guys, this is Nathan and welcome back to Crash Landing. So I have to say this is a very weird feeling coming from FTB Beyond, where I have spent the last several days while I tried to figure out everything with the lag and then resetting my base and everything like that, and then coming in here and not being able to double tap to fly. That is a very weird feeling by itself. And then not being able to just press a button to sprint. So, yeah, this is a very weird feeling. But so I did change this room a fair amount. This is the nice tall room. I have yet to add the next layer or two, and I think we're going to see how tall the building needs to be based on how much stuff we're going to be putting in here. So I did lengthen the room out by one panel here. And so that gives us a little more room around the trees. We now have 5 blocks distance here and 5 blocks distance here. And then I think we have 6 here. Yeah, we have 6 blocks distance to the balconies. So that should keep the trees out of the walls and out of the balconies and things like that. So what I'm doing now is setting up the planting and harvesting stuff here. So I have down here a couple of planters, and I have them set up just like I did before with consume stack off. I've got power cables or conduits running to them, and then I have item ducts running here as well. So all that I have to do is hook this stuff up, and those guys will immediately start planting trees. So the next thing that I want to do is put my harvester down. Now, a nice little thing that you can do here with the harvester is you can actually put it in the ground. So, yeah, we can put that guy in the ground, and then we don't have to worry about it being an interference of any kind. And so if we grab our precision hammer, I don't have it. Well, let me go grab it here. It's got to be either in the box over here, or it is in the applied energistic system. So there it is. So we're going to grab our precision hammer, and we're going to take a look at the range on this guy right after we eat a little bit of strawberry salad. So there we go. Also, another thing that I have to get out of the habit of is eating all the time to heal. You know, in 1.6.4, which is what this mod pack was set up in, hunger, or I should say saturation, and the first little bits of hunger do not cause super fast regen like they do now. Instead, you will regen until you run out of food, at which point you start starving. But so, we're going to go ahead and grab our precision sledgehammer, and we can see these are the ranges of the planters. And so they are partway on the cobblestone, so they will only place trees in these grass blocks. Now, I'm not seeing the range for this guy. That must have been a later addition. Well, that kind of stinks, so I guess we do have to put this guy up on the surface. But so we are going to put a hardened energy conduit up so that we can power this from underneath on the same power line as we are using for the planters. And now we can see the range of this guy, even though it's very glitchy with the Z fighting between the planters and the harvester. But now the problem is, this thing is not going to hit the trees. So what we want to do is get in here and put in a lapis upgrade. The absolute worst upgrade, with the exception of the cobble upgrade, which actually would make this block only. But now if we look here, we can see the harvester covers 5 by 5, and so it is going to hit the trees, and so we can have 2 trees growing at the same time. Now, one thing that I thought about doing was putting 2 harvesters here as well, and having it to where one tree was shearing leaves and the other tree was just pulling saplings, but I think we'll be getting plenty of saplings, and if we're not, we can always change this thing to not shear. So another thing, we want to set this to shear leaves, and small shrooms we don't have to worry about. So now I need to hook up a bit more stuff here. I've got to get the power run out here, and I have yet to figure out where we're going to actually run the power lines, but then I also have to run the item conduits. So we're going to need an item conduit running, and you know, I just realized something. That should be replaced with these impulse item ducts instead of the regular item ducts, so that things happen faster and we can have the barrel for the saplings further away. But I've got to get the storage for the saplings set up. I've got to get the receiving chest for the harvester set up, and then get its output pulled out here. And I was kind of thinking about what to do with this first floor. I want to keep the heat level down here and make it things that I will actually need frequently. And so what I want to do is set up my water production, auto crafting of camel packs, automatic composting for dirt, and all of that stuff, all of the things that we need that deal, I guess, I was thinking maybe the furnaces, but that would make a lot of heat. But I'm sure I can figure out some other things that we need to do with leaves and water and things like that. And also, I've got to figure out some way to light this place up, because, yeah, it is dark. So I'll try to get some of that stuff figured out, and then I'll be back. So as to the lighting in here, of course, we know that the glowstone nooks will cause a lot of lag as we load into an area. So I don't really want to do that. So I made one of these chandeliers from Extra Utilities. These guys are used for the production of the, not the mega torches, what the heck are those things called? The torches, the magnum torches. Later on they're called mega torches. But yeah, I mean, it's nice and all, but the look doesn't really fit what this should look like. I mean, this is kind of an industrial area, and I don't really care for that. So I started looking for what we could do for lighting, and I happened to see candles from Pam's Harvest Craft. Now, these things can be crafted in any of the 16 colors that we have dyes for, but they can use either beeswax or candleberry wax. Now, candleberries is one thing that I have never found a use for up until this point. So these candles are just really little candles. They look very similar to this in cross section. And I went to my creative world and I found out they do not affect our heat. So what we can do is set those all around like there's people burning candles. Now, I understand we're producing power with machines, we have computers and all kinds of other stuff, and we're burning candles? What? Yes, I understand, but if we look at some of our other light options, they're just not really options. I mean, we have road lights, which would actually make us move fast if we put them in the ground, but I don't really care for that. If we look up lamp, of course, we have the Bibliocraft lamps, which we have a lot of those available from the city, and then a redstone lamp. But once again, these don't really feel like they would fit the build here. Now, one other thing that we could possibly use, and actually, let's look up candle. We have these golden lanterns from Bibliocraft, and I don't know for sure. It's a possibility, but they still kind of look a bit flashy and shiny and everything else. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and go with the candles. I mean, honestly, I think it looks good. Now, I think I've gotten some candleberries. Let's go ahead and do our search here. So we'll go candle. Yes, we have 6 candleberries. So what I think I need to do here, I have another harvester right here. And actually I have two more. I have one over here harvesting my sugarcane too, and then I've got that running through a pulverizer to make sugar. And yeah, we'll be using that here soon. But I'm just going to go ahead and make another planter. And we're going to work on getting a massive area. Think somewhere here we have an upgrade. Where's in here? Yeah, we have an emerald upgrade, which is one of our best upgrades. That will make an absolutely huge area that the candleberries can cover. We'll be able to make tons and tons of candleberries really fast. Might not want to go with that big though. But yeah, I am going to just set up a really simple candleberry farm out here. Just a planter and a harvester with probably a better barrel to store the stuff. I'll gather up a whole bunch of that. And then we need our string and should be able to set some stuff up. So I was trying to figure out how we're going to transmit the power around the base here. And I decided that using energy conduits everywhere is not exactly what I want to do. So instead, we are going to finally get set up some Tesseracts. So for that reason, I've got a few items going on here. Let me get this cleaned out. And there we go. So I set up my magma crucible, fluid transposer, and a pulverizer. This is a brand new pulverizer. But I've got these things running. I went ahead and melted down 2 stacks of ender pearls here and put that into the fluid transposer. Now granted, I don't really need to do that, but now what I'm going to do, I am going to take and place this hardened or reinforced tank. Actually, I guess I do need to set that up. I just realized that. So let's see here. We need 1 bucket, so we can make 8 of these. Wow. Okay, so for this we need Durium blend. We get 4 each. It takes 2 of them when we cook them with the... Okay, so every recipe will give us 1 of those. Alright, so Endurium blend. We need a bucket of resonant ender, 1 pulverized shiny metal, and 3 pulverized tin. So I am currently pulverizing the shiny metal, and I still need to pulverize some tin. So I've got to grab that. That's not tin, that's silver. So we'll go ahead and pulverize both of these. Now what we're going to do is turn off the output on this thing there and put it to the top. We're going to grab, let's see here. Whatever, we'll just grab an entire stack of ender pearls, drop those in the magma crucible, and then we are going to grab 2 fluid ducts, and we're going to put this here so that we can get that resonant ender in this tank. Now what we're going to do is we're going to grab 1 bucket here, and then we are going to grab some shiny. We're going to go over here to our liquid crafter. Now it's kind of unfortunate we're going to have to mess up this recipe, but we're going to change this. So we're going to put a bucket of liquid ender, a piece of pulverized shiny, and then once we get our tin, which honestly I think we'll get it in there right away. Then once we get our tin, we can actually make our pulverized shiny very easily. So let's see, that's done. So what? Why do we only have 4,092 there? Let's go ahead and do this real quick. I don't know why that would make any difference. TNT generator should not be taking that. This says that's empty. What? Is that just a glitch? No, it's 4,092. What? That is not the proper amount that should be in there. I put in 4 ender pearls. So let's take a look here. Resonant ender, 1 ender pearl makes 250. So 16 of... What? 16 ender pearls should make 4 buckets. Where did that extra 920 millibuckets come from? I don't know. Glitch. Alright, well, we're going to just use our wrench on that. That will turn the tank to empty, and now all of that stuff is here in the Liquid Crafter. So we're now going to grab some of this pulverized shiny, which also gives us some pulverized iron. And we're going to put this stuff in here, and we're going to grab... How many of those? 3? There we go. So that will give us the Enderium blend, and we'll just hit this button 4 times. That will give us... No? Oh. Yeah. That scared me for a second. I thought that we had lost all of our stuff. So now we have the Enderium blend. We need to turn these into ingots. So we need our induction smelter, and then we need some pyrotheum. So let's see if we've got some of that. Yes, we do. So we actually have exactly enough pyrotheum to smelt this stuff. So we have power output here. We'll go ahead and put in the pyrotheum in the Enderium blend. That will slowly make those. Then we need an LX300 logic expansion card and some hardened glass. Hopefully we have enough of that. And that will make our empty frames. So once we have our empty frames, we need to put those in the fluid transposer with 1,000 millibuckets of resonant ender. That will make the filled or full frames. Then we need to take those full frames and put some bronze and silver around them. So I guess we better double check that we have bronze. No, we don't. So the bronze, I'm pretty sure we can make in the whatever induction smelter. Yes, with 3 copper and 1 tin. So I do have a few things to cook yet. Got to get these guys cooked. Got a few other things to do, and then I'll be back. So I've got everything to make these Tesseracts now. So we're going to go ahead and make those 4 empty frames, and we're going to drop those into the fluid transposer here. And this is going to then fill these with the Enderium, or resonant ender. And this is going to take a little while. So, yeah. Be back in just a bit. Alright, so now we have our 4 filled Tesseract frames. And we can take these guys back over to our applied energistic system. And we can make them into full-fledged Tesseracts. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. 4 full-fledged Tesseracts. So now what we can do is we can go here, and the induction smelter still has a little of that in it. So we will go ahead and take this Tesseract and place it here. So this now has the full force of, well, 6,000 RF a tick being able to run into it. So we need to set up a channel here, so we are going to set up channel 1, and we're going to name this Power. Since this is a single player thing, I don't have to worry about any of that. So we are going to go ahead and do that. Configuration, we are going to set this to block items, block fluids, and I just realized my speakers aren't completely turned down. And we are going to send energy. Alright, so this one is now set up, and we are transmitting power. Forgot to set this to redstone control, ignored. Frequency -1. Oh. Okay. Set frequency. There we go. Now it is set. We are transmitting energy. So now if we come over here, which we have a tree. Perfect. That is the most perfect thing to demonstrate this. So we need to grab... We don't have a chest. We want a chest before we do this because otherwise we're going to have items flying everywhere. So chest. Just grab a regular one. Should be good enough. We'll place a chest down by our harvester. And then we will place down a Tesseract and set that up. So we'll place this down right here. And we will set this to power. Set the frequency. And we are receiving energy. And you can see that is being chopped down. So we have all the energy we could ever want for these harvesters and planters here now. Now, I don't think that I'm going to keep that thing buried in here. I do think I will put one Tesseract per floor in this thing, in floors that require power. Now, we will need power down here on the ground floor because we're going to have our fluid transposers making leaves into water over here. So, yes, we will definitely need one down here, and then we also need it for these guys. But yeah, that is wonderful. So we have wireless power transmission now. So as we get the generators set up in the floors above, we'll be able to just continually add power to that Tesseract and bring more and more power availability into it. So that is really, really cool. I like that a lot. But that's going to be it for today. So I'm going to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to give a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you have any thoughts about what I've been working on or something that you want to see, be sure to leave that down in the comments, and I will see you next time. Bye.